Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So the draft is officially over. Now comes the wave of undrafted free agents. I gotta be honest with you, the undrafted free agent recap video is one of my favorite videos I post every single year. It's just so much fun to dive into these different prospects, talk about, the skills, their potential fits with the New York Jets. We are at currently 8 undrafted free agents signed. This is going to be part 1. There's, of course, going to be more UDFAs signed throughout the night. Early tomorrow morning, part 2 will be dropping tomorrow, of course. Probably, I want to say afternoon, right? To really kind of make sure we get all of the prospects in both videos here. But with that said, man, the Jets are making moves. The first undrafted free agent that they signed, Michigan running back Donovan Edwards. At 6 foot 212, Donovan Edwards is a tough physical back. He's a good pass catcher. 2022 was his best year, averaging 7.1 yards per carry, 50 career games as well. And one of my favorite things about Donovan Edwards, watching him play, great pass protector. Great pass protector. He will put his body on the line in shotgun. He will pick up blitzers. I think he does a really, really good job of keeping the quarterback upright. So Donovan Edwards, it's interesting, right? Because you're watching him back in 2022. Again, it was his best season. 2023 comes along. You have other running back options on the team, and it never really felt like he was getting like that full bulk of the volume. But we know Michigan, especially under Jim Harbaugh, it was multiple backs, right? It was multiple backs. We like to get a lot of people involved here. So Donovan Edwards, man, for a running back room right now that's pretty young, I like this tough physical player. Next up, safety from Notre Dame, Jordan Clark, the son of Ryan Clark. He's a 6th-year senior, former Arizona State transfer. He's appeared in 56 games. One of my favorite things about Clark, because he's not the most physically imposing guy. It's not Cam Chancellor out there. He's not the biggest dude. He's not the strongest dude out there. But man, this guy plays with an edge. He plays like angry. He plays like pissed off. Like he just hates everyone on the other team. I love that about him, right? High defensive IQ. You can tell he's the son of a former player who just so happened to play his exact position. Always seems to be in a pretty good position, right? Being able to read quarterback's eyes and whatnot. I think really the problem with Clark is the overall frame, the size, the weight, and the question of, okay, can this body type maybe hold up at the NFL level long term, which is why we didn't see Clark as like a mid-round pick or something like that. But Jordan Clark actually did take a visit with the New York Jets, so there was some interest there. But Jordan Clark, welcome to the squad, man. Next up, sticking with safety here, Dean Clark from Fresno State, another player that the Jets had some pretty heavy interest in. Top 30 visit as well. But Dean Clark is 6 foot 211, former Kent State transfer, 59 games under his belt, 63 tackles last year. He's not the most explosive player out there, right? The overall speed, the burst, the quick twitch, that's not really a big part of Dean Clark's game. What is a part of his game? Physicality, just like a brutish tackler, aggressive, good in open space. I think he projects to the next level pretty well as far as, when I'm thinking about a strong safety position, someone who can maybe make some plays down in the box. You do see a little bit of Ashtyn Davis, right? Kind of later in Ashtyn Davis's career, like him, like going sideline to sideline and trying to hawk down a running back, going out to the kicking out to the outside. So Dean Clark, again, it really seems like the Jets acquired or drafted players that they showed a lot of interest in the pre-draft process. Of course, that's obvious, but there's a lot of teams that don't even do top 30 visits. There are situations where a team will bring in a bunch of different players and they don't wind up with any of them. But the Jets really, they've shown a lot of interest in a lot of these guys, and it really seems to have some validity to that because they're going out and they're making it happen as far as whether it's a late round pick or in this case an undrafted free agent. Next up, one of the most interesting players in this entire group, man, Jamarcus Weston from Florida. Now, it's interesting because you look at Jamarcus Weston and you're thinking, okay, man, this guy's pretty damn athletic. He's huge, big-bodied, athletic guy. Florida, coming from a big-time program with the Gators in the SEC. What's his position? Well, technically it's edge, but the reason why he was signed with the New York Jets is to be the special teams ace. He is literally one of the best special teams players in the entire country. Think of he's actually been compared to Matt Slater. He's 6'3", 215. Again, technically speaking, he's an edge rusher, but finding him a position has been I don't necessarily want to say a bit of a challenge, but he's bounced around. He's tried out linebacker, he's tried out safety. He actually came into Florida as a wide receiver, and they settled on edge, but it's really him as a gunner in special teams. And there's actually another player on this list who I feel like can make a big special teams contributor. We're going to talk about him in a second. One thing that I think sometimes gets lost in the shuffle whenever you have these new regimes coming in, right? Brand new coach, brand new schemes, brand new coaching staff, brand new front office and general manager. It's easy to kind of look at these guys and you're analyzing what they're doing, free agent acquisitions, draft picks and whatnot. And you're just kind of naturally thinking, okay, you want to make impactful moves. You want to add talent, offense, defense, quarterback, tackling the big positions. Sometimes the smaller details of team building get overlooked in year one because these guys want to come in and make a change. And I'm happy with this selection because it really felt like Weston had a lot of different opportunities. A lot of different, teams clamoring for a player like this. And the Jets actually brought him in for $200,000, which is a pretty substantial offer for an undrafted free agent. So I'm very, very thrilled. I'm very happy with this addition. Next up, wide receiver from Kansas, Quinton Skinner, 6'5", 195. Someone who actually put up pretty consistent numbers through 3 years with Kansas, right around that 500 receiving yard mark. I could actually see Skinner being a special teams contributor, but I think he does a good job of just kind of finding soft spots in zone coverage. He's a very good run blocker as well. He's also played some slot. I think when he's going up against zone coverage, when corners aren't pressed up on him, and he really has an opportunity to go through the gears and just kick it up to just you're redlining right at speed. I think that's where he's at his best, and he's just flying down the field. I would also say pretty impressive in contested catches as well. Only 25 receptions though on the season. But yes, Skinner, welcome to the squad, bro. Next up, we got a quarterback. The Jets have added a quarterback in the undrafted free agent market, Brady Cook from Missouri. A great athlete. I mean, man, Brady Cook's ability to extend plays, his straight line speed. There's moments where Missouri, they would call it like a quarterback draw on a 3rd and 9. He would pump fake and then book it right up the middle. Very, very, very impressive running the football. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he's a running quarterback because he's not. That's just one facet of his game. One thing I really like about Brady Cook, first of all, he was actually pretty impressive throwing on air at the combine. Just from a mechanical standpoint. Former 3-star guy, obviously, has been with Missouri his whole collegiate career, but someone who, you look at Drinkwitz, what he's been able to do there with recruiting and whatnot, it's been pretty impressive for Brady Cook to not only just win the job, but to, actually perform pretty well in the SEC. Always put up a great TD to INT ratio. This season, 11 touchdowns, 2 picks, around 2,500 passing yards. He's always taking care of the football, has a good football IQ, doesn't really put the football in harm's way. This is the type of move that I like the Jets making on day 3, right? Because I think the issue with maybe going quarterback in round 2, like Tyler Shuck going to New Orleans at 40, Milrose, Seattle, Gabriel even in the 3rd round, there's kind of this pressure, okay, are you the guy? Are you not the guy? What's going on there? I'm liking how they're just giving Justin Fields a clean runway. You're our guy. You're the starter. We're building the offense around your skill set. Brady Cook is not going to threaten to start this season, but this is the type of guy where it's just hey, Jordan Travis is still here on the roster. Of course, we got Tyrod Taylor. When we get to camp, like rookie mini camp aside, when we get to mini camp and training camp, this is some sweet competition for Travis. So if Travis is healthy, best man's going to win. And I could very well see the winner of that comp, right, between the two young quarterbacks becoming quarterback 3 on this football team. Is that a roster move? Is that a practice squad move? I'm not sure. We don't know how Muji likes to build, his rosters out. Yeah, kind of looking too far ahead. Brady Cook, I really, really like this addition. Really do. Next up, defensive tackle from West Virginia and formerly of Penn State, Fatomera Moa, 6'3", 310. I mean, you listen to players talk about Moa. They really praise the work ethic, the attitude, the way he approaches the game. He's actually from Liberia. He was a big-time contributor last season for the Mountaineers, anchoring that middle of the defense, being the team's nose tackle. 50 total tackles on the year, 4.5 tackles for loss. He picked up football late. I believe he started playing football 6 years ago, but supposedly he's strong as hell. When it comes to things like squat, bench, things like that, weightlifting, just overall power. Moba's that guy. And so the last player on the list here, as far as this recording goes, we still, of course, are going to be funneling players in throughout the course of, the late portion of tonight and then, of course, early tomorrow morning. But the last name for this video, wide receiver, South Alabama, Jamal Pritchett, only 5'8", 170, 70-ish. I mean, man, talk about explosive with the football in his hands. Back-to-back years of production back with the Jaguars at South Alabama. 91 catches, 9 touchdowns, over 1,100 receiving yards. I think Pritchett could actually be a pretty solid returner for this Jets team, maybe giving Xavier Gibson some competition in camp. But again, great with the football in his hands. He's an explosive player. He's quick on his feet. I'm really excited to see how the Jets maybe want to utilize him in preseason. As far as maybe punt return, kick return, that sort of thing. Obviously, as far as like a receiver goes, you're thinking clearly slot. But right now with the slot receivers, Arian Smith can line up in the slot. Corley, Xavier Gibson. It should be an interesting battle for sure. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.